protagonist, who has regained his war god persona, displays an array of incredible abilities. He can now turn each of his fingers into clones that can fight independently. Furthermore, he can switch between his clones and his actual body, which allows him to evade attacks even if his real body is caught. His astonishing recovery ability is almost defying the natural order. The 9 power users find themselves unable to handle him. To revert the protagonist to his original personality, the female lead chooses to kiss him again. In the past, her kiss would at most summon a meteor, but now it turns the entire town into a target for a meteor shower. In a recent turn of events, to defeat the Berserk protagonist, a character removes a card from his head. Though victorious, this results in the protagonist losing his kind personality and transforming into Victor, a battle-crazed demon. To fulfill his promise to the protagonist, the blue-haired character manages to summon their organization's people before collapsing. However, Victor has no intention of letting Fuzi go. Influenced by her, the protagonist's personality begins to rebel, leading Victor to plan to eliminate Fuzi. The leader, understanding the protagonist's intentions, quickly instructs Top to evacuate with them, but Victor relentlessly pursues them. He manages to catch up during a moment of dispersion and blocks their escape route. Luckily, the blue-haired character shrinks his magical staff at a crucial moment, aiding their escape. After fleeing the scene, Fuzi insists on returning, unwilling to give up on the protagonist, believing only she can awaken his true personality. Recognizing her deep feelings, the blue-haired character gives her a pistol and a card that can seal Victor. Upon receiving these, Fuzi runs towards the town. Top, unable to persuade her otherwise, decides to trust her again and carries her back to the battlefield. Meanwhile, the battle rages on fiercely, with both sides equally matched. Victor also notices that the members of the organization are equipped with ancient artifacts. Cut to a new scene. The duo return to the battlefield, and it's quite the pickle with so many clones around. Figuring out who the real deal is turns into a head-scratcher. Luckily, Fuzi, after some keen observation, cracks the code. The real one is the guy duking it out with the boss, you know, the one with a knife stuck in him and a unique pixelated lower half. So, she instructs Top to whisk her over to Victor, but her approach totally blindsides everyone. Turns out, Fuzi's big plan is to get up close and personal, really close. Actually, only by sticking close to him can she trigger a massive wave of misfortune, regardless of how much he dislikes it. The plan? Wait for Victor to be at his weakest, then pop the card into his noggin. How long this will take? Even Fuzi's not sure, but the boss gets it. If it's the protagonist she touches, even a slight contact could unleash a huge disaster. So, they adapt their strategy to create just a moment for Fuzi to brainstorm a way to bring back the protagonist's original personality. It sounds simple, but putting it into action, not so much. Victor thinks they're nuts and refuses to let the protagonist resurface. Using his fingers, he summons more clones, aiming to nab Fuzi, but each attack is thwarted by the team, shielding her. Victor's a bit miffed. Killing them off would free up 2 spots, and then he could find even stronger negators. But the boss disagrees, grabbing a big sword and going after Victor, believing that a person without justice can't touch people's hearts. In Victor's eyes, they're just a bunch of cuties, but the boss is determined, telling everyone to protect Fuzi and take down the clones. Now it's Fuzi's turn to try persuading Victor, no matter what she says. Victor's only thought is to get rid of her, but the team always comes to her rescue. How to do it? Fuzi recalls their past, all the places they've been and things they've done, though she still doesn't know much about the protagonist. It's like before, he's the one keeping her alive. At that moment, Victor's head twitches, signaling the protagonist's original personality waking up. Fuzi seizes the moment, whipping out her gun and shooting at this unique wound. The clones don't have it. Inside is where the protagonist is trapped. Blood gushes out as if it's free, and Fuzi shouts the protagonist's name with all her might. Even a brief moment would do. After 2.5 minutes of yelling, the protagonist somewhat regains his original personality. Then, back.
楽しみだ。時間がねえ。もらうぜ。何？
Bashfully, she scampers off, urging everyone to beat it because a mega misfortune is about to hit. Victor, back to his original self, isn't ready to let them go, but then Blue Hair steps in, standing atop his magical staff. He can't use his hands but still manages to control his single eye ability, limiting the protagonist's movements. And just like that, a whole town is blasted to bits, not a trace left. Meanwhile, Fuzi seizes the moment, card in hand, rushing toward the protagonist. If she can't save him before the sea floods in, all their efforts would have been for naught. At the crucial moment, Fuzi successfully inserts the card. When she wakes up, there's the protagonist, safe and sound, guarding her. Their bond deepens even more, a truly heartwarming development. How electrifying is the latest? The chief of the Negator Alliance showcases his strongest ability. Aliens, leading dozens of spaceships, invade Earth. However, in the face of the chief's absolute justice, this so-called righteous invasion turns out to be a futile effort. The leader couldn't have anticipated that in just a moment of distraction, their spaceships would start destroying each other. The invasion was over before it even began. The Earth's chief's negation ability is simply otherworldly. Just recently, after restoring the male lead's personality, they began the next round of the roundtable meeting. The Apocalypse announced the results of the 6 challenges. The first challenge, capturing incineration, rewarded them with an additional seat at the round table for a new negator. The second challenge, capturing Devour, revealed the location of the negator inextinguishable, but the coordinates are only valid for 7 days. The target is unaware of being locked on and can be captured directly. The third challenge, subduing language, rewarded them with the unification of all world languages, meaning changing the memory and civilization of everyone except negators and switching the language to English. To verify this reward, Blue Hair immediately called his assistant. Surprisingly, the assistant couldn't understand Mandarin anymore, confirming the unification of language. The fourth challenge, capturing Bygone, revealed the coordinates of the ancient artifact rebel. The fifth challenge, capturing Collapse, revealed the location of the negator incurable. Fengzi was thrilled. This meant the male lead could finally find someone who could kill him. However, the sixth challenge, capturing the negator invisible, failed, and they had to accept the punishment. According to the male lead's information, all who went to investigate Invisible were killed. Found bound and bled out in remote areas, he feared Invisible had already been captured by Incurable. As they didn't complete all 6 challenges, they were punished with the addition of a galaxy. The Apocalypse then spat out a model of the galaxy, astonishing everyone with its size. After viewing it, the chief called Leap, whose ability is to teleport people anywhere they were to go to the location where the galaxy appeared. The added galaxy, with its truth, would change the world. Overcoming this punishment would be their biggest challenge. Landing in Australia at one of the largest rock formations, the boss revealed that this added punishment could lead humanity to extinction. The change was about to begin. The sky soon showed the appearance of the Milky Way. The chief asked Nick to confirm the change location. According to the think tank's data, the galaxy is a collection of planets like Earth. In short, this time's punishment involves the emergence of numerous Earth-like planets. Accompanying this change, there will also be the creation of myths and systems related to these celestial bodies, including the concept of extraterrestrial life forms. It seems Earth is now facing an invasion by these beings. However, as soon as this was mentioned, a fleet of alien warships teleported into the sky. They are the challenge born from the recently created galaxy, having spent decades training to become soldiers. It appears their home planet is on the brink of destruction, prompting their relentless invasion of other planets. At this moment, the chief, representing Earth, confronts Yakuza. He advises everyone to surrender to the invasion, offering to use them as labor in return. If they resist, he threatens to erase them from existence. Hearing this, the chief becomes unsettled. Rejecting both options, Yakuza then displays his authority, instantly destroying a massive rock with a beam of light. He believes that humanity on Earth stands no chance in terms of military power and is determined to bring his people here at any cost.
そうか。なら私はその正義を否定しよう。
Yakuza is taken aback as he never expected his own warships to start attacking each other, ending the battle before it even began. Perhaps this is the consequence of his arrogance. The chief's ability is incredibly explosive, negating the invader's righteousness with just a word. She tells the male lead and Fingzi to observe closely. This is the punishment. Although they avoided it this time with her ability, a slight misstep could lead to a deadly situation. This punishment is the 99th, meaning they can no longer afford anymore. The reason being, when they first discovered the apocalypse, they also found a stone tablet with 100 holes. Each punishment fills one hole, and now only one remains. The final punishment, Ragnarok, is extremely twisted. To protect Earth and prevent it from happening, they must accept the challenges given by the apocalypse. However, there's a problem. The apocalypse only opens when the round table is full, and now there's a vacancy for the 11th person. They must find a powerful negator to join within 3 months, or they will automatically face the final punishment of Ragnarok. This is their urgent task, to find the 11th person, as
まだいたのか。私の力で自死もしないとは。まあいい。宇宙中に伝えろ。この星に手を出すな。
the galaxy disappears, the chief announces a new mission to capture Incurable. Hearing this, the male lead immediately accepts the task. If Incurable's ability is true, even a single strike could be fatal. For this mission, the chief arranges for Anna and Fingzi to accompany the male lead.